Hey, what's up guys? Louis Toy Photography here, and I'm here with Mayfix Venom right here to introduce my very first Marvel Legends figure review. The Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulsecon exclusive Venom figure based on Spider-Man the Animated Series. That's a mouthful, but anyways, essentially, this is a Pulsecon exclusive version of Venom, obviously, based specifically on the old Toy Biz Spider-Man the Animated Series line back in the day. Now, before we start, let's take a look at this really nice printed box. As you can see, the colors are super well done. They're really vibrant, unlike most of these retro boxes, which come in all white. I like that it makes an impression right off the bat. You get the little bit of the little unique shading right there. You get the white eyes there, even with the little eyelids, or I don't know, pupils? Oh yeah, pupils. I can't tell. Venom's skin is black, so it doesn't come off. They even so much as added the shading to the little gooey eyes. They didn't even have to do this, but they did because they wanted to make sure it is a very nice introduction. Right now we have his little Venom logo right there, nicely printed on. And then right there we have a grayscaled version of his render from the box art. Right now, things have been pretty hectic in the collecting scene, especially with Hasbro Galactus coming up. And I doubt that this is going to make things any easier, especially because he is a Pulsecon exclusive, meaning that this will be very limited, and that really frustrates me, but we're going to get into that later. Guys, with that discussion out of the way, let's go ahead and go into detail about the actual box itself. As you can see, it's basically perfectly replicating the original Toy Biz era box art from the Amazing Spider-Man run. And here, I'm going to go show ahead in the graphic. Feel free to pause at any time to read more of the information you see on the screen. Here's a little warning, small parts not for children of 3 years old, because apparently 3-year-olds buy this, I don't know. Alright guys, and with that being said, let's go ahead and grab our knife once again and open this. This is gonna be a bit painful for me because I don't want to open this, but it has to be done for entertainment's sake. And here is the figure out of the box, ladies and gentlemen. And wow, must I say, this guy looks really, really striking. He definitely looks like he's going to be unique on the shelf. He's definitely going to stand out from all the other Venoms you have, unless you paint it yourself. And well, for a retail figure, I gotta say, this paint job is extremely clean. And it really works well on this specific body, which is the Omega Red body. While that is the case, I have to address it. I'm gonna acknowledge it. There are big hulking holes on his back, where I don't know, like trapezoids, I think? I have no idea what they're called. But anyways, there are two big holes that are meant for Omega Red's little pauldron thingies on here. And here's, they are going to stick out a little bit if you pose him, like, crunching down, and, from the side, from the back. Do they bother me? Personally, they don't bother me, as I'm used to many figures having, like, weird holes on the sides of them if they're reused bodies, especially if they're supposed to have, like, a cape on them. Even stuff on, like, let's say, the pizza body from Spider-Man, there's always going to be a little hole there in all those bodies, and they don't bother me specifically, so that's going to be a thing. If it bothers you, they are going to stick out, unfortunately, so I have to be fair in addressing it. Personally, I'm happy with how it looks on a first glance. However, there are some things I want to go over. As you can see, most of the paint job is pretty clean, but going up close, there's a lot of little, like, I don't know if you can see it on camera, there's a lot of smudgy paint imperfections on, like, the nearest pectoral area. There's a little paint smudge right there, mishandled paint over there, and just in general, there are little bits of Hasbro sloppiness. And while that is a big deal to some, personally for me, as long as the general figure looks okay from a shelf point of view, that's fine. There's always going to be like a little mark in most Hasbro figures when you do handle them up close and personal, but for me, I think it's fine. Jumping on from that though, while since he is using the Omega Red body, let's go ahead and just see how much new sculpt there actually is here. Pretty much just the forearms and the heads, which I will get to in a little bit. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much complete reuse, but the details and all the new sculpting is, oh man, look at it. You can see like the little veins, like the sculpting really does help out. You see the shadows coming off from it, even in his hands, which are pretty new. That's the camera focus. You can see the little veins on just the little fingers and the little bones sticking out and everything. I think sculpt-wise for the new parts, they did an amazing job. Let's get to the head. Well, look at it. It's oh man, I can't stress enough how much I love this new head sculpt. Especially because of the fact that there is some paint imperfections right there and there, which normally won't bother me, but because of the fact that it's a con exclusive, I do have to be fair in pointing it out, but it's there. But this new head sculpt, man, look at it. It's just, oh man, it's animated Venom to a T. You have the little, like, I don't know how to call it. He doesn't have nostrils, but you can see his little, like, lips going up and scrunching his little nose sections right there. And it really does highlight the details, especially with the lighting that's going on. And look, you even see, like, the little eyebrows seeping into what are they pupils? Like, I don't get, are they pupils? Regardless, you can see the eyebrows leading into them. And it's so nice to see that they paid very good attention to the little details of the face. Here he is, like the little tongue is split into like a fork, which is a nice attention to detail. The paint inside the lips is pretty good. The paint inside the gums and the whites is pretty good. I would say overall that the sculpt for the head is pretty much spot on. And this goes for his accessories. Now let's go ahead and take a look at his other accessories, which he doesn't really come with much, but it is there. He comes with 2 new fists, and they're nicely well sculpted, very big and bulky. I don't know why the camera keeps doing that, but yeah, that's all I really gotta say. The paint is nicely applied there, no splotches or anything like that, nothing like that. And let's get to the other head, which does not have the tongue hanging out. So for some reason, if you do want to have him with like his tongue inside of his mouth, which it's a Venom figure, I'm not sure why, unless you're doing like the McFarlane one, I'm not sure why you'd want that, but hey, it's hair. All the little sculpting details are there, especially with the eyes again and the little nostril area again. The mouth is sculpted nicely, the paint's nice. There's a big paint splotch right there. That really annoys me. Same road over there. It really bums me out when I see stuff like that because of the fact it is a Pulsecon exclusive, meaning if I want to get another copy and it's aftermarket, oh boy, that's gonna be $100 down the drain. But that's fine. I'm gonna be using the other head anyways. I hope this doesn't happen in any of your copies, but for my copy, it is annoying, and it's there. But yeah, that's pretty much all he comes with. Before we get into his articulation, I think everything here works the way it should, at least in terms of getting a nice looking cel-shaded figure. Sure, it would be nice if he had like a web accessory or like some sort of little thing. But on the bright side, because of the fact that he has these little holes right there, I think it helps third-party makers, because now you can put like little tendrils coming out of his... If you want to do something really cool, you can put like a little tendril coming out of that hole, make it look like he's about to attack someone, that kind of stuff, make it removable, all that kind of stuff. I think, other than that, the third-party potential applications that these holes can provide, this is all he comes with. And I think that's okay. I think you really don't need a lot if you're looking for a big bulky Venom to just display with your Spider-Man shelf. It would help, again, to have accessories, but otherwise, I think this is personally fine. Let's get on to the articulation. Alright guys, so because of the fact he's on the Omega Red body, he has basically a very good amount of articulation to him, especially for just a normal Marvel Legends figure. So let's get started with the head. His head is on a hinge ball joint right there, and it works fine enough because of the fact that the neck is pretty like thick and his head doesn't have a lot of clearance over there. He can't really move his head that much, but he can go up to that much. He can move his head left and right, swivel all around. Doesn't really have a lot of tilt before he pops off. I mean, it's there, but he can't really do much. He can look his head down that much before it pops off. So yeah, pretty good head movement right there. The ball peg really is big, so it's probably going to pop off a lot if you try to move it too much. But if you just want to have it in a little nice like neutral position, I think it looks fine. Here he has an ab crunch. It goes up that far, and then he has paint up on the top, so that's good, so it's not like super gappy. It's okay. The going up is fine. I wish it could be more because of the fact it's Venom. He's very agile and flexible, but this works fine, pretty much. Getting to the arms, he has a butterfly joint, and that is a very good butterfly joint, as expected of the Omega Red body. I'm really excited that more and more figures are starting to get butterfly joints, because I am sick of Marvel Legends figures not having those. I know a lot of them are having them lately, that's just due to reuse, but with the new molds going forward, I really hope they start implementing more butterfly joints as a universal thing, rather than just have it be for like a special figure. His elbows have a double joint in them, and they go up a little bit past 90, not too much, it's not too bad. It doesn't really go back as much. Oh, and his head fell out. I told you. Let's get back in. His arm can go all around just like that. It can go up to basically your average movement use. And let's see, his hand does have a hinge in it, so definitely it can go up on like some Iron Man figures, which is really annoying, but hey, it works here, but it doesn't really go up as far as I want it to be. Like, I'd like for it to go like up to here so it can be like a big grippy hand, but it's fine. It goes up that much, which is pretty good, meaning you can do like you can do a lot of wall crawling poses right there with just that. Let's move on to the legs. He has a waist swivel, pretty average waist swivel, goes all around, that kind of stuff. His T-joint goes up and down. His legs can go up that far, which is perfectly fine. He has a thigh swivel, perfectly fine. He has double jointed knees, and can he kick his butt? No, he can't. Unfortunately, Fushi cannot kick his own ass. Let's see, here he has a ankle swivel right there, and then you can pivot it just back and forth, just like that, and that is fantastic. That is a lot of range, especially for a Venom figure. So yeah, his overall articulation is pretty good. I'd say it's pretty much a standard Marvel Legend with the added benefit of butterflies, and I'd say everything works well. It's a little bit annoying to see the shading break up a little bit because of the fact of the swivels. You just can't do anything about that. But it is a thing. So if you're annoyed by the sculpt breaking up the shading a bit, you are going to be annoyed when posing this guy. But for me, I think it's fine. It just looks a little bit ugly when you do stuff like this, and then you see like the red going inside the blue, but it's fine for me. Let's get into size comparisons. I know he doesn't look that huge right now in this shot, but let's get my other favorite Venom figure, the Mayfix McFarlane Venom. And wow, look at that size. He's basically 2 heads taller than him. Let's get the other major comparison to go along with him. Here is the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man, and this looks insanely well. Like, these two look absolutely perfect together, and I know some people are kind of bothered by the big head on Venom. Personally, I think it works with the body he's using, because Omega Red's very stocky, he's very big, so the bigger head basically goes along with the fact that he has bigger hands and bigger feet, so I think that's fine. But yeah, I gotta say, these two look great together, might I even say amazing. Yeah, okay. In any case, these two look great together. And let's get another average Marvel Legends figure out here. The Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man book, and in this case being the Negative Zone Spider-Man. Okay, let's get him to stand right there. Can't really get him to stand. Yep, there we go. Here he is next to a Pizza Spider-Man body book. And last but not least, let's get the camera back a little bit to show the last major comparison I think most people would want to do. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends movie Venom. So he's not taller than the movie Venom. He's definitely not as like built, but I say that's a pretty sizable comparison. Movie Venom is very, very tall, but comic Venom over here, he has bigger everything. He has bigger calves, bigger thighs, bigger forearms, a bigger head, not a bigger chest, but it's definitely like wider, I would say. But yeah, these are all the major comparisons I want to do. And next, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot one of the most important comparisons. Let me get Mayfix Venom out here. The Marvel Legends Carnage. And yeah, you know what? Let's just be fair. here is the Mayfix McFarlane Carnage. And here's the thing, I don't think he looks okay next to the Marvel Legends. At least the modern one, the Marvel Legends Carnage. The Marvel Legends Carnage is really textured and detailed. He's very, I mean, it's insanely cool how well he is detailed. But in this case, I don't think they look that great together. You're better off, if you want to pair him with a Carnage, I think you're better off pairing him off with the older Marvel Legends Carnage, or right here, the Mayfix McFarlane Carnage, because of the fact that they're basically both very specific in what they want to do in terms of being tailored after an artist, in this case being comic, and in this case being after both the Spider-Man animated series and the box art that Toy Biz Art has. Alright, and just for fun, let's go ahead and get some other non-Marvel figures out here to compare him to, and I think I chose some really cool looking villains that I think look pretty cool next to him in aesthetic. Here's the DC Universe Classics Parasite, one of my personal favorite DC Universe Classics figures. Here is the McFarlane Toys All for One, the special chase variant with both arms, who actually, if you customize this a little bit, take out the head, color up the hands, I think you can make a pretty good tombstone with that. And last but not least, here he is with the SH Figure Arts Goku Black. Let's go put the camera back a little bit so I can focus on him. So yeah, here he is next to 3 different lines of figures. I think they work well with their aesthetics, and I think he is going to fit in any shelves that you put him in terms of size at least. In terms of style, that's what we got to talk about soon.
Alright guys, and with that being said, do I like this figure? Personally, I like this figure. I think what it's going for is pretty good. I do think what it does, it executes very well, and I think it serves my needs for my shelf completely. However, can I recommend getting this outside of getting it in the convention? It's hard to say. If you can snag it in Pulsecon, if you end up snagging it, good, yeah, go for it. I think if you absolutely can, you should absolutely go for it. It is a figure worth getting if you have the means to get it. However, if you don't end up getting it, and here's the thing that really bums me out, if you don't end up getting it, I don't think it's worth hunting down. Here's the thing, a regular version of this does not exist as of this recording, and that's really, really sad. There isn't a regular official version of this Venom with this Omega Red body with a normal paint job outside of a convention exclusive, and that really bums me out. Like, I really want to recommend this to you guys outside of the convention, but I can't. If you guys, the thing is, if you guys end up not getting this and you miss out on it and you want to get it later on, it is going to cost a lot in value. It is a convention exclusive. Right now on eBay, these early copies are going out for $100 to $150. That's insane. And I can't recommend you pay that sort of price for this kind of figure with what this guy brings over. He already has a lot of trouble fitting in most shelves. Like, I don't mind the shelf discrepancy because of the fact that I don't mind aesthetics as long as the sizes fit correctly. But for most people, this is going to stick out. The fact it sticks out, the fact that it doesn't come with a lot, and it's convention exclusive, I can't recommend going for it if you do not end up getting it in the convention. It's just too much of a hassle to track down, and it doesn't offer much that other Venoms really already offer you already. Like, say, the Deluxe Venom, that big Build-A-Figure Venom, that is a great Venom. That's probably their best figure as when it comes to at least just regular Venoms. That's probably the best Venom. And that can easily go on a shelf, and it easily won't cost you as much as this guy's gonna cost on the aftermarket. So if you end up getting this in Pulsecon, great. That's great. I think it is worth getting if you end up getting it for the retail price of $30. However, if you don't end up getting it, I think you're okay with missing out and or waiting for a normal variant, which I hope it comes. With that being said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed my video. It took a long time for me to get these takes right. I hope you guys don't mind the occasional stuttering, the likes and stuff like that. I'm just a little nervous from the fact it's my first ever video, but I have been wanting to make a video like this for such a long time. I just needed to wait for the right opportunity. The reason why I'm saying all my opinions right now isn't because I want to be selfish, be like, oh, you guys shouldn't get this. It's because I genuinely wanted to get this to be able to tell you an opinion that doesn't come from a big channel or a big sponsorship. I genuinely don't think it's worth hunting for if you don't end up getting it from Pulsecon. If you do get it from Pulsecon, great, I applaud you, and I really hope that you are happy with it, but if not, that's alright. You guys can skip out on this, get a deluxe Venom, get another Venom. Even that Hyperion Venom is worth tracking down more than this at those prices at least. However, yeah, I'm not saying this to save face because, again, it sounds kind of rich coming from me when I have this figure, but I got this figure so I can give out my honest opinion just so you guys don't have to spend your money just to be disappointed slightly, okay? With that being said, see you guys later. I really hope I can make more videos. I plan on making another video that details on how to pose characters in very specific ways that are pretty much in character for them, because I see that there's posing tutorials in general, but I don't see people posting a lot of posing tutorials for specific characters. And I know Justin's Collectibles does that, but he's like a 1/6 scale collector. So yeah, I hope I can get that video out soon, and I hope to make a lot more, and I really hope that you guys have a wonderful, great day.